What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode on EI Entertainment Studios, back at it with another debate episode. Today's debate episode, we're going to be talking about Godzilla Ultima versus Shin Kong. So here's the plan, folks. We have these two giant creatures. We're going to analyze them and go over their backstories and all that good stuff. Once we're done with that, we're going to put them up against each other in a death battle. So without further ado, let's begin with the analyzation of Godzilla Ultima. So, Godzilla Ultima is actually the newest incarnation in Singular Point, with 4 forms as follows: Godzilla Aquatilis, Godzilla Amphibia, Godzilla Terrestris, and finally, Godzilla Ultima. We clearly see an inspiration, obviously, from the film Shin Godzilla. It actually really has nothing to do with the film, but the inspiration is there. And Godzilla Ultima, when he becomes his final form, is the same Godzilla. The creature was first discovered by people in a submarine before he actually did attack the city. And that's when he starts evolving into his multiple forms and he begins to dominate the world. Now, the height final form of Godzilla Ultima is around 100 meters, but he can also grow more than that. But we're going to stick with 100 meters. Abilities, we're going to do a quick skim, and then we'll come back to them. No problem. We have the Atomic Breath, Evolution, Withstanding from Attacks, Archetype Discharge, Terraforming, and finally, Regeneration. Alright, perfect. Next we have the Aggression, and I've leveled it at high. After that we have Territorial is medium, and the Biome is Earth. Okay, now let's go back to the abilities and let's do a deep analysis. So first, obviously, we have is the Atomic Breath. It's a very, very powerful Atomic Breath. It's gonna be in the top 5, at least, within the Godzillas in a ranked order. I don't know exactly which one, but it's definitely in the top 5. Toho definitely made this Godzilla very, very powerful. So it's going to do a lot of damage. Very similar, not the exact way, but it's kind of close to the power of burning a Godzilla, in my opinion. But obviously this is a debate, so you can debate me anytime in the comment section below. Evolution, he can basically evolve to many different forms. And this is as well taken from the style of Shin Godzilla, where he has many forms that he changes throughout time and changes to fit the atmosphere, the environment, and all that stuff takes into play, which gives him a lot of advantage because he can evolve and adapt to the situation. Now, he also is very powerful. He can withstand from attacks. For example, the military, or even from many monsters, Godzilla Ultima is very powerful. He has a very high durability, so the ratio of taking him down versus not taking him down is very, very high within not taking him down. As I'm saying, he has very, very great withstanding ratio. Now, he has an Archetype Discharge that we talked about, and it's like this red discretion where he gives out, and it's a giant mist, and it's very powerful because it could basically blind the opponent in a way of they can't see what he's doing, and he can do a sneak attack or all that good stuff, which is the Archetype Discharge. Like, it's very, very powerful. Imagine being in a position where your opponent can't actually see what you're doing because you're covered in this mist, and then you come and absolutely whack them. Oh yeah. Okay, next we have Terraforming. And basically what this is, Godzilla Ultima can actually create these very interesting plant life, and he can also alter the environment, which is kind of interesting. And that could be used in a defensive or offensive mode to alter the environment in any way he wants to either attack or defend himself from an opponent, right? Obviously depends on the situation. And finally, he can regenerate his health at very fast levels. Alright, folks, that is going to sum up Godzilla Ultima. Let's move on to the next opponent, Shin Kong. Or we can even call him Shin King Kong. Okay, so Shin Kong came to existence back when other Kong species were alive. One female Kong ventured past Skull Island into a deep storm, and a whirlpool pulled her into an underwater cave where nuclear waste had been piling up and Shin Godzilla had been growing there. And the female Kong died due to drowning, and Shin Godzilla saw an opportunity to grow its army of mutated creatures, so it ripped open the stomach of female Kong and took in DNA samples and combined it with its own reproductive system to create Shin Kong, who will always bow down to Shin Godzilla's orders no matter what. This could definitely be a sequel to this debate video, if this continues on with this whole Shin thing. Oh yeah. Anyways, continuing. So that's the backstory. Abilities: quick skin, atomic lasers, sharp flesh-ripping teeth, strong jaws, sharp claws, adaptation, form change, reptile shin skin, chest super lasers. Territorial level is maximum, aggression level is low. Our biome is unlimited for this creature, and I will explain why when we get to the abilities. Height is 126 meters tall. Let's go back to the abilities. Let's do a deep analysis. So first we have the atomic lasers. Obviously, this is coming from the DNA of Shin Godzilla, so it's literally the same atomic breath or atomic laser in this scenario. It's a purple laser, just rips through everything. Absolutely powerful. It's nasty. Next we have the sharp flesh-stripping teeth. We know that the regular Kong has teeth, but it's more of like a human kind of teeth or like an ape kind of teeth, where it's an omnivore. It can eat meat and plants, but since this DNA change has occurred, Shin Kong is now a full-time carnivore, flesh-eating monster. I should call flesh-ripping and eating monster, and his teeth are now super sharp, carnivore-based teeth, and they are there to rip flesh and organs absolutely apart. Strong jaws, obviously, is because of that his jaws have gotten much stronger, so he can rip his opponents apart with his mouth. And then also he has sharper claws now with the Shin DNA. He can claw his opponents and do all that good stuff. Very defensive and offensive ability. Both ways can go. He can adapt and evolve, including the form change. I just go over these two abilities together. The adaptation and the form change. He can evolve and change forms as follows. And his final form is actually Shin Godzilla himself. That's what the DNA leads to. He also has reptile shin skin, so Kong's skin is like more fleshy, is easy to penetrate, but now with the evolution in place, his skin is more reptilian, kind of like Shin, and it's very difficult to break through. And finally, one of the most amazing abilities is the chest super lasers. And it's basically Shin Godzilla's atomic laser that shoots through the lasers, about thousands of them. And it absolutely obliterates anything in its path. Okay. Oh, and yeah, one more thing. I want to explain why the biome is unlimited. I did promise you that. It's because Shin Kong has the Shin DNA, and he can evolve and adapt to any situation. He can evolve to fit the environment. So since he can evolve his body to fit the environment, technically his biome is unlimited because he can basically evolve to fit the environment, right? So that's why. Alright, folks. This sums both these giant creatures up. Let's put them up against each other in the death battle. So here is the plan. We're gonna go close range and far range. So how does that work? Far range is 700 meters apart. They cannot come closer. And we do that to test these abilities out at a level where some of them might be closed off because of the distance, and some of them can't be used because of that. And we're trying to see, with limited abilities, can they still win a fight, or are they gonna lose? Very, very powerful way of obviously leveling them out. And then finally we have the close range, which is basically all out war and no limits, none of that stuff. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this now. For far range, let's see what abilities Shin Kong can or cannot use, shall we? So atomic lasers, yes, he can do that. Sharp flesh-ripping teeth, no. Strong jaws, no, because remember, these need physical contact. Sharp claws, again, no. Adaptation, sure. Form change, sure. Reptile shin skin has nothing to do with this, so yes. And chest super lasers, yes. So the two main abilities he can use is the atomic lasers and the chest super lasers. Now let's see what abilities Godzilla Ultima can use. Now, atomic breath, of course, it is meant to go far distances, so that is okay. Evolution is fine. Withstanding from attacks, defensive ability doesn't really have to matter with that. The Archetype Discharge will work, obviously, and Terraforming will also work. Regeneration has nothing to do with this, so sure. So basically, Atomic Breath, Archetype, and Terraforming. So it's a bit more interesting. Both of these have their main abilities to be used. Now, in far range, Atomic Laser, I personally believe, is a bit more stronger than Godzilla Ultima's Breath. Obviously, just my opinion, but that's what I think personally, and I think the Atomic Laser from Shin Kong is going to have a lot of damage on Godzilla Ultima. But however, both of these creatures can actually regenerate, so it's a bit difficult to kill each other. They have very good regeneration levels. But this is where the kind of twist comes in, right? Because Shin Kong not only can use the atomic lasers, can use the chest super lasers. And with the chest super lasers, that's going to cause even more damage to Godzilla Ultima. And yes, he can withstand from attacks, as we went over that, but the chest super lasers are just too much for him, in my opinion. Sorry. I just think that's just, pushing it at that point, honestly, in my opinion. That's pushing it. And so, I think that's going to do a lot of damage. And then, the only thing I see happening here, which I think is going to happen for sure, is Godzilla Ultima is going to have to do the Archetype Discharge. And is going to have to blind Shin Kong and just keep on using the Atomic Breath like that. So personally, after all this happening, I think, because of the Archetype design that he can use with the Discharge, obviously that comes out, he can actually fool Shin Kong and just keep on abusing the Atomic Breath, and that's actually going to cause him to win, in my opinion, in far range. So, Godzilla Ultima will win in terms of far range. Now, close range is more interesting. Remember, Shin Kong is a bit more taller than Godzilla Ultima, so reach and all that stuff when it comes to power, it's gonna be a big instance, and Godzilla Ultima has the lesser advantage here. Now, when they're going face to face and attacking, Shin Kong is gonna have the bigger girth, bigger power, and is gonna be able to throw Godzilla Ultima to the ground. That's where the problem comes, right? And remember, we have Kong DNA also here. It's not just Shin DNA, but Kong DNA. Kong is very powerful, very agile. He's very fast, he's very powerful. And so, with all that being said, face to face, I think Shin Kong is gonna be able to cause a lot of damage, personally, to Godzilla Ultima. With the Atomic Breath from Godzilla Ultima, it's gonna obviously help him out a lot, but even though Shin Kong is stronger and has the Atomic Laser and the chest super lasers, I still personally believe the Terraforming is an amazing ability to control the environment. And the Archetype Discharge I think is enough to have the ability to attack him physically and with the Atomic Breath. So that's something that Shin Kong does not have. So personally, again, I believe that Godzilla Ultima will win again, and making it 2-0, making him actually the winner. So, with that being said, Godzilla Ultima is the winner. You can obviously debate me in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, have a great day.